Today is Sunday, and Sunday I like to do big dishes so they last a couple days, so I don't have to rush home and cook Mondays and Tuesdays. It could be a relaxation from the weekend. So I'm going to be making baked ziti, and I'm using penne pasta noodles just because I like them better.
Let's get started.
Okay, so preheat your oven to 400 degrees and go ahead and get your pot of water boiling. I'm going to season the water, and I'm going to add a little bit of butter so the noodles don't stick to each other. Just about a spoonful of butter. A teaspoon. Guys, I use the Earth Balance butter. This one is with olive oil, but we also use the original, I think it's called. Just because we cut down on our dairy, although we still have dairy sometimes, but this is just an alternative for us when we're cooking. And then the water's boiling, so we're going to add our noodles. I'm using the penne pasta. You can use the ziti noodles, but I like these a little bit better. I'm only using a half a box right now. Okay. We're gonna give these a quick stir, and we're gonna cover them back up till it comes
to a boil.
If you're new to cooking, when you cook pasta, sometimes you get an overboil. So all you have to do is just put a crack in your pot like that, and then release some air so the water won't spill out over the pot. So now the noodles are drained already. I'm going to make my cheese sauce. You don't have to do this, but I do this because I just happen to like it this way. I use Prego sauce. So I usually go for 1.5 to 2 jars. I always put about 1 spoon to 2 spoons of sugar inside this sauce. I'm gonna turn that down on low heat, medium heat for right now. And I'm going to add I have mozzarella cheese. I'm going to add that in. I usually do half my cheese and keep the other half. Make sure your fire or heat isn't up so high because the sauce will start popping up on you. And we're just gonna cook this down till all the cheese is melted. I'm gonna turn the heat up to this just a little bit higher. So it's like a medium to high heat. And I'm gonna cover this. But you gotta watch it close because you don't want it to burn. When y'all making y'all pasta dish, what kind of cheese do y'all like to use? I just like to use mozzarella, really. Sometimes, like, my family will sprinkle Parmesan cheese on top of theirs, but I don't care for that on top of mine. But which cheeses do y'all like to use? I'm going to add my noodles. And we're going to add the sauce to it. Actually, I'm just gonna pour some straight in and then add as I need it. And you don't have to add this much sauce. I'm just a sauce girl. I like a lot. I only use about 3/4 of the box. I could have used the whole box of noodles, but I chose not to because I didn't want to waste any. Now I'm going to add the rest of my cheese. This is gonna bake in the oven. I'm gonna bake this in the oven about 20 minutes. You just want the cheese melted on top. So now I'm just gonna throw this in the preheated oven that we set at 400. And that's gonna be ready in
about 20 minutes.
Okay, so it's been 20-ish minutes. You could let it sit for 5-10 minutes if you want, just to let it stiffen up a little bit, hold itself together. Or you could just serve it right now. Right now the cheese is really ooey and gooey. I like to just eat it right away. Okay, I'm starving and it's time to eat dinner. But before we go, don't forget to eat your favorite foods along the way while you live your best life. Thanks for hanging out with me, Jazz.